The need for a new-wheeled armored combat vehicle, VCR, led the Spanish armed forces to launch the largest military design and production program in its history in 2007. At the end of the summer of 2020, the first 3 demonstrators arrived at the BRIEX Alfonso King 13 of La Legion in Almeria. This is the unit chosen by the Spanish Army to serve as the conceptual basis, study, design, development, and operational tests of all the new military material. The VCR 8x8 program was necessary to be able to replace a large part of the fleet of vehicles of the Army. And thus simplify the logistics and maintenance chain. The vehicles to replace would be the following. Let us remember that this 8x8 VCR program, originally in 2007, had the following milestones and costs. As we can see, the objective was to manufacture up to 1,200 vehicles. With a unit cost of €3.21 million. And so, we come to last August of the year 2020. In which the contract for the VCR 8x8 Dragon program is finally signed between the Ministry of Defense and the new company Test Defense, created ad hoc. It has a total amount of $2,100 million to supply 348 VCR 8x8 Dragon in 7 years, with all its weapons and communication systems. In addition to the logistics and maintenance costs, during the expected lifetime, which is 40 years, it is clear that GDLS has been forced to reduce the complexity of the 13 requested versions of the vehicle at first, to reduce costs. It is possible that another 652 vehicles will be added in the future, until the initial goal of reaching 998 vehicles in total is met. The first units are expected to arrive before the end of 2021. Although, surprisingly, this contract has been signed without having decided what the weapons and communication systems of the vehicle will be. For this reason, the Spanish government itself knows that costs will increase in the future, by an unknown amount. Test Defense is a group of companies, created expressly for said contract, and formed by the following 4 companies. The American company, General Dynamics European Land System, with headquarters in Madrid, Spain, and more than 2,400 employees in 6 European countries. Responsible for the barge, based on the Piranha 5, including the technologies requested in the technical specifications. The Spanish multinational company Indra, with revenues of more than $3,200 million, 2019. and more than 49,000 employees in 46 countries. Responsible for the mission system and electronic architecture. The Spanish company Sopa Placencia, with 2 factories in Spain, and a third in the US. Responsible for the powertrain engine, and the auxiliary power unit, UPA. And the Spanish company Escribano Mechanical Engineering, which in 2019, was the second manufacturer in the world, in small-caliber remote weapon stations. It has a 32% stake in its shareholding, from the Oman's Sovereign Fund. Responsible for weapon systems. It represents 42.12% of the contract, €733 million, forecast. Represents 8.62% of the contract, €150 million, forecast. Represents 5.17% of the contract, €90 million, forecast. And that represents 44.08% of the contract, €767 million, forecast. The platform presented by the Test Defense Group of companies will be a version of the Piranha 5th vehicle, but adapted, in all its weapon systems and components, to the technical needs of the Spanish Army. By having national manufacturing percentages higher than 70%, the new vehicle may be exported to other countries. The VCR 8x8 Dragon program is based on the manufacture of 7 versions, and up to 13 different configurations. In this first order of 348 vehicles, they will be the following: VCR line, or infantry combat vehicle. It will have the capacity to transport, with all its equipment, a platoon, 9 soldiers. And with 3 different configurations, depending on whether it is used for combat, or the command of a section, or a company. In the upper part, we can know the total number of units to be manufactured, in each configuration, and their final use. VCPC, or Artillery Fire Command and Direction Post vehicles. The rear half of the barge will be raised and equipped with special means of communication, a generator set, and a tent attached to the vehicle. And with 2 different configurations, depending on whether it is used as an infantry battalion, or artillery group command post. VCOAV, or Advanced Observation Vehicle. It will be a vehicle equipped with a special all-weather sensor system, similar to that used in Spanish Vert vehicles. VEC, or Cavalry Exploration Vehicle. Apart from the vehicle's own crew, this must have space to transport 2 explorers. It will have 3 different configurations, for combat, or for the command of a section, or a cavalry squad. VCZ, or Engineers Fighting Vehicle. It will have the capacity to transport a platoon of engineers, and will have auxiliary equipment, such as pusher blade, winch, corridor signaling equipment, etc. And with 2 configurations, the one for engineers, and another as section command post. VREC, or Recovery and Repair Vehicle. It will incorporate a crane, winches, dozer blade, towing equipment, replacement powertrain, etc. VCRCC, or Anti-Tank Fighting Vehicle. It will have, in its tower, a double or quadruple spike anti-tank missile installation and, probably, a mast with multi-sensor all-weather,